Just think about it. What is a second to God? Like, really, really think about that. Like I said, you are infinite, but you are eternal too. That's why in this world, they want to make y'all believe that you're dying. But if 100 years was just a second to God, then that makes this a spiritual realm. So that's why I tell y'all, the realm that we in right now, y'all didn't even know that y'all was already supposed to be in heaven. Like, this place has been turned into a hell to make sure they could keep it remaining real. And the mushrooms was here before y'all. So y'all was only here for one certain purpose. And that was for consciousness to realize itself. Consciousness had to become conscious of itself. That's what this whole realm is about. So, just like with the other video when I said, y'all probably knew what I meant. I could have said the Georgia Guidestones. I just didn't want to say it. So I just said Stonehenge because I'm not going to pick the individual. I'm not picking a fight. You get it? I'm just letting y'all know that everything you touched in this world was fake. So it don't matter if it was the Georgia Guidestones or Stonehenge, even though we got to get a video out on Stonehenge because that was a very magical place. But like I was saying, you are eternal. You live in other lives right now. That's how powerful your soul is. You're living other lives right now. These pastors don't want you to think about the other lives you live in. You know why? Because these pastors was a part of the programs in this matrix. They was an obstacle that y'all had to get over. Some of y'all ain't never gonna get over that. Because they use what y'all supposedly love against you. Using love against somebody is the strongest weapon. Why you think they got y'all whole world right now wrapped around Jesus? Half the world. But God made this shit that you're looking at. He did. And that's why when you go into the afterlife and God be like, well, you thought Jesus was God. That's going to be something you have to deal with. Because you got to know who is who now. Okay? Y'all got to know who's who. That's where y'all be fucking confused at. Don't be confused with the news, ABC, NBC, CNN. That's all the same shit. You get it? They've been telling lies to your vision since the beginning. All they fed you was death, violence, like the old school shows, New York Undercover and shit. Yeah, they've been feeding us that forever. So, everything you ever seen was electrical signals, even the shit that wasn't on TV. The water you touch is electrical signals. But you live on frequencies in your mind. So how real do you want some shit to be? That's what I told you. If this 100 years is a second to God, y'all nothing but ghosts to him. Wonder why I tell you that this shit is ghostly to me. It is. Y'all are like ghosts. This realm is very spiritual. Without the frequency of having to be spiritual, everything you look at will be spiritual here. Because nothing can last forever here. Nothing. This earth is only still lasting because y'all was put here for it to be like a garden. But once people found out y'all was dead, the evil consciousness came in and tainted this place. So this place was no longer useful after that. But they've been holding on to this place for years. Y'all think 300,000 years ago humans started. Well, it was spiritual shit going on here before that. So this is why I'm telling you, mushrooms are a species. That shit is like our family. It has spiritual essence in it that goes into our brain and unlock brain receptors. You can unlock the keys to life in your mind. Because when you eat those mushrooms, that's another way in it. That's another way of exploring everything within your mind. Everything that you're looking at is only there because you're looking at it. That's why nothing's real. Because if you was to turn your back on something and never look at it, it don't exist. It don't. Because by the time you die, that shit, it didn't matter if it was there or not. You get it? So if you never ever dig in the ground and find you a piece of gold, gold doesn't exist in the ground to you because you never did that. Because some of y'all feel like y'all did because y'all seen it on TV, them digging it out the ground. But that's where y'all gotta learn how to open your mind at. That's where this clock and shit, that's where the clock and shit falls into play at. Just try not to look at a clock. They make sure y'all have to look at a clock just so y'all don't remember what the fuck time really is. You get it? You don't look at a clock and say, damn, we all about to die in like 500 days. No, y'all don't look at the clock and say how much time y'all got left. Y'all look at the clock and say, oh, damn, what I got to do? You get it? So they already reverse the clock on your ass. That's why the best kind of clock, the round clocks are spiritual clocks. But the reason why they spiritual is because you're supposed to, when you look at a round clock, you're supposed to look at that shit and be like, if it's making a circle, how the fuck is that telling me the time? Time is not a physical, you get it? It's physical because y'all made it like that. Y'all made it. But when you look at a digital clock, you know why that one is like the newer one? A digital clock is like the newer one because a digital clock automatically reminds you about the simulation. Because when you see 111, see, you don't see 111 on a circle clock. So a digital clock is, all right, time is up. We all supposed to have left this earth a long time ago. We not supposed to be here. That's why we not really here, because we ain't supposed to still be here. They made this place real. That's why they need their slaves and the energy harvested. You get it? They gotta harvest the slaves. They do. You get it? They gotta make sure that this place remain real, because if they lose, like, see, if everybody did what the Mayans did, like this whole earth, we got on the same frequency and left this shit, which almost seemed impossible. But if we did that, this place would not exist no more. It really don't exist. It's just a place. Like, y'all don't understand how souls travel through the universe. If y'all knew how souls travel through the universe, you would understand how you could be living here and living somewhere else at the same time. It's hard to understand that here. Yeah, it's hard to understand that here. But if you was like in the eighth dimension, it would make perfect sense. It would. Everything about living somewhere else and living here would make sense if you was in the eighth dimension. Like most angels are, we're always in 6D all the time. Sixth dimension. Y'all, some of y'all angels don't even know it. But that's where y'all at. Because once you realize that this place was you once you realize that you're inside a fucking video game and you're not letting the controller control you. You just a character that just said, fuck it. You know what? I'm in here, I'm doing this shit myself. I'm Mega Man, I'm Mario, doing this shit myself. Now you're doing it yourself and you're gonna get that real contact with God. You get it? It's easy to understand that. That's why most of this video wouldn't even be understood. Because the frequency that I'm on, you have to match the frequency first. See, me, I'm like a shapeshifter with my frequency. I could just match different frequencies. But when I bring this frequency, I'm just bringing out the highest frequency. Pretty much. So only select few can understand that. But when you realize that they was just making you work in this matrix to harvest your energy, just so all of y'all consciousness can make this place still be real. Because God been wanted this place. Like, you know what I'm saying? This place is a battleground. That's what it is. This place is not a place where we supposed to be. This is home. No, we supposed to come here, do our job, and wanna get out of here. You get what I'm saying? You don't want to come back to this slave realm. I'm telling you, you don't. You want to be the one who be in an immortal realm, because you could still live this shit and you could live in other lives too. That's what I'm saying, because y'all think a life is seeing out your two eyes. Like, why y'all can't get over that? Not the angels, because y'all must have been passed over that. Why y'all can't understand that just because you see out two eyes, that this life is not real. Your soul life, that's real. This shit is being streamed to you. If your brain is not real, how the fuck you're gonna trust what the fuck is saying to you? You get it? Why you think you got a spinal cord? Because if your arm feel pain, your brain don't really know if you get it. Your arm gotta feel that. Your arm is telling your brain what it feels. See, y'all don't understand that shit. So it's not your brain telling you, my arm hurts. Your arm is telling you that it hurts. Due to all those cells individually telling your body and sending the signal up to your brain. That's how it's working. So your brain is just a communicator. It's the sensory of this system that you're in. That's really not hard to understand. It is the computer. It's the computer. But if somebody get exploded by a fucking bomb, do you think their brain is going to tell them how bad it hurts? No. Their soul is going to leave their fucking body, because their body is going to go through so much pain. Their soul leaves their body. They didn't die. The cartoon shell world of this body did. That's why they send people to the fucking military. Because they like, all right, even though it's really not what y'all think going on, it's not thousands and thousands of wars going on. But the people that they do just throw out just to get hurt, they know ain't nothing happened to them. They know it. So y'all gotta learn to understand what life was. Cause me, I can never get tired of telling y'all exactly what's going on in the afterlife. Like, it's angels on this page. Like, that really understand what's going on. Like Anna Alchemy, she understands what's going on. That's why people not gonna just comment to some shit that they don't know what's going on. There's people in this world that really fucking understand this shit. But it's just a higher level of thinking. It's like you came here, it's not simple thinking, because as soon as you came here, you've been filtered in already. You've been tricked. As soon as you had to learn how to stand up, you've been tricked. You get it? So the place that you go after this, like, it's not gonna be like this. This is nothing compared to where you gonna go after this. That's why you think they got books and shit that's describing heaven. Because people that died and came back, because they ain't come back for no reason. You get it? God, that was you. That sent that person back. You did that. So you could hear that story of that person dying and coming back. That's why you did that. So you can have a reminder of what's after this. So any story you ever heard of somebody talking about they seen a light or they died, you made that story up. So you could run into it after you came here to this earth. That was just a reminder. So you wouldn't forget. The same thing about this video. You made this shit. We're a collective consciousness beyond this universe. And that's why you're watching this video right now. And that's why I don't ask people to share the videos unless it's an urgent message to save you. But when it comes to this knowledge and having an understanding of life, this is past esoteric, spiritual, and occult. This is far past that. This is angel frequency. That means we like living right next door to God. You get it? So I'm when God have a little argument, I'm hearing it. You understand? I'm hearing everything that's being said in that big ass house that he in. Because I'm an angel. That's why I advise y'all just to listen. And if you love somebody, which you should love everybody, because that's what the afterlife is. Everything is a mirror. You're going to learn that person that you was supposed to be loving was really you. So this was chapter 3. And I'm going to see y'all on chapter 4.